Hi guys, my name is Angela, and thank you for subscribing to my channel. I channel in 2019, and it was called The Eyes of an Empath. I started with thought I could help people with their path until I realized that I didn't even know where my path was, and I found a lot of I'm a truth seeker. I'm a researcher. I'm a truth seeker. I am a human lie detector. I am still an empath. I don't know if that's what you want to call me. I do not partake in New Age anymore. I have since, I want to say June 4th of 2021, I've always been close with the Lord, but I've been going through some kind of healing process for my body since my mother died in 2015, and progressively every uh, day, every month. Anyway, it gets worse. I had put a video out of here before. The doctors first, the doctors diagnosed me with osteoarthritis in stages. First, it was stage 4 in 2018, when before I was as healthy as, I guess, a horse. That's what you want to call me. Never really, had to go to the doctor except for yearly routine things. Never had a problem until my mom died. And then all of a sudden, my body's stiffening up, my muscles are stiffening up. I can feel it's like my bones are burning off of my body. And so I tried to do, thought I was just like not in that great of shape. So I joined a gym. Always been real athletic. Figured I was just out of shape. That's it. Well, after 6 months of that, and the pain got worse and worse in my legs locked up. That's when I was like, okay, obviously I have to go see a doctor because I don't know what's wrong with me. And the first thing I did when I walked in the room after they took my x-rays, because she was concerned too, she's like, I have no idea what's wrong with you, because like I said, I've always been healthy. And that's always the go-to. Every nurse, every doctor, every specialist that they send me to, it's like, wow, you have amazing health records. Yeah, no shit. So what's wrong with me? So, as I always say, long story short, when my mother died, that night I was leaving the hospice, and I thought that she flew through me. I thought that her soul flew through me. But something flew through me, flew in me right here, and has I've been sicker ever since. And the x-rays show pictures. The x-rays show faces in the spots that I cannot move, that I'm limited. And since I've always been sensitive with energies, I knew that something was wrong, but I really honestly didn't know where to go. A priest was the last place I thought of going because I haven't been going to mass. And that was what I was questioning. Why, Lord? Why is this happening? I don't understand it. So, oh, okay, well, maybe we need energy work. So I thought, okay, Reiki. Everybody's doing Reiki. So I thought, oh, well, I'll just go get my own certifications. I'm not going to have somebody do it for me. I had somebody do it for me first time. Very nice lady. It was a wonderful experience. And I went in for the right hip, but she kept hanging on my left arm. And I didn't understand why until she said that I had a cold spot there and that someone was there. Well, I put two and two together because my garage door seems to not go down. It seems to go back up every single time I'm out there. And I really started thinking, okay, is something here? There's got to be something wrong. I mean, I went on the ladder, checked it, I tweaked it. I, got online, made sure what's going on. I made sure there was no debris in the way. I mean, I'm a technician, so it's not like I don't know what I'm doing. And it just kept happening, kept happening, kept happening until that day when I went into the Reiki practitioner that day. And $15 later, 20 do that anymore. So I'm like, okay, that was odd. And then just other odd things started happening. I don't know why. My electronics in the house started kind of screwing up. So I just decided to turn on my phone and start videotaping. And that was last March. And I got all these orbs. I mean, I couldn't tell you how many orbs. And it looked literally like they were, to me, it looked like a portal. And as I told a priest recently, just because whether or not this is in my belief system, whether or not in Catholicism we're supposed to believe in things like this, it doesn't matter. This is happening to me in real time, and I need to do something about it. And boy, am I looking at my arms right now. I just realized how sunburned I got today. That's another story I'll be telling you later. And the bruises on my arm is another story too. That's something that's been hanging on to me, an energy that's been hanging on to me for months. Probably been here for 6 months, maybe a year. And I've mentioned it in other videos that it like is on my cheek, kind of like on this right side, but it is hanging on for dear life and it will not leave. So since I've had revelations and I felt that New Age wasn't working for me, everything that I was doing, I had become a shamanic practitioner, a Reiki practitioner, and June 4th, I cut everything out of my life, every single thing except for the Lord. I brought in a couple new crucifixes. I put them on my walls. I took down every single thing that can have to do with New Age, including every dragon that I've ever owned in my life. And I have a lot of dragons. I've loved reptilians. I've always loved reptilians. I've always loved snakes. I love amphibians. I love frogs. I love lizards. I didn't think there was anything wrong with any of that. And there shouldn't be. There should not be. But then the more I researched, the more I read. Reptilians are demons. They're associated with demons. And I've had a lot of what I call infiltration in my life. I don't know what else to call it. I am a baptized Catholic. I left the church in 2001 when I could not stand seeing in the news about all the molestations anymore. It was a time that I was changing churches. I was changing towns, and I had moved, and I was still going to the same parish that I always went as a child. And when they caught wind of the fact that I was in a different town now, the priest that I didn't really know honestly very well, he just pretty much told me that I should be going to my own parish. And I asked him, "Are you kicking me out?" Because that's the way I felt. That's exactly, without the words he said, that's exactly what it felt like. And and I was kind of like, wow, really? Where is this coming from? So I needed to step away from the church. I never ever stepped away from God, but I stepped away from the church, which led me to an opening in my life. I was bringing things into my life that I should have never brought in. I was bringing tarot cards in. Someone suggested that they would be a good focal point for meditation. This is how stupid I am. And this is how stupid and naive the world is. Oh, yeah, that sounds great. Everybody's doing it, right? I know a lot of people don't want to hear my truth. I don't care. You have to see your own truth with your own eyes. No matter who preaches, no matter what they tell you, you have to see it with your own eyes. You have to feel it with your own senses. You have to know God in your own heart and soul. I can't tell you anything else. But my testimony is God kept telling me to go to the Bible when I ask questions. Lord, I don't feel grace when I do the Reiki. I don't feel grace when I'm doing these shamanic meetups and these journeys. and you keep coming in my journey, but you are not Jesus. You're like false. You're like I said, Kenny G is my false Jesus. Sorry, dude. Sorry, buddy. But that's the way God shows me things. And um, I really think my testimony has to be listed out because I cannot go through his testimony about how God came into my life because God's always been here. But what I did was I thought that I can take my God and mix it, bring in the Lord and do Reiki. If you do not go to mass, if you are a Catholic, if you whatever denomination you are, if you used to go to church and you don't anymore, and all of a sudden you become disabled and they call it arthritis, I call it something else, then I would highly suggest a mobility scooter. Anyone who feels that darkness has invaded their life, very easy to do because that's what demons do. All they want to do is destroy, maim, and kill. That's all they want to do. Well, I could do that myself. I don't need somebody to do that for me. So I still don't take any painkillers. I once in a while will take a leave. I only have 2 left. I don't have medical anymore. I've mentioned before when they scheduled my hip surgery because I was finally like, I can't take it anymore. That was last July. This Divide and Conquer made sure that I couldn't get that. In July, I had insurance and they scheduled it for August, but since the unemployment gave us the extra stimulus money, that kicked me off of my medical. Figure out how to get the dogs on the mobile. I don't know. We'll have to think about that. It really sucks because I used to take them to the S place all the time for coffee, but I can't say that word because they'll start going ballistic. But then I don't have a vehicle. It's like, wow, what did she do with that thing that we like to stick her head out of? Huh. I know. It's hot. We're all God's children. Even if we're in this place right now and we're misguided, because that's not your fault. It's not. It's not. But God gave us brains to use them and a heart to think with. Forget that brain. Remember, think with the heart. The heart tells us everything because that's where our soul is. And that's where Jesus